The World Wide Web at KSIR.com this afternoon from Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. It's the visiting Strasburg Indians in a Patriot League clash against the Brush Speed Diggers. I'm Sean Beltran. The first pitch brought to you by Buildings by Design, the experience to complete your project from start to finish. Get the quality you deserve in your building by starting your build project right. Start with Buildings by Design. That's a ball from B.J. Hirschfeld to the right-handed hitting Alex Orozco. The pitch, fastball swung on and fouled off the catcher. And for this team from Strasburg, they lost their opening game. They lost by a 13-0 count last week at home to Sterling. The pitch swung on and fouled back on a fastball, up and in. And we'll set the starting lineup. 1 ball and 2 strikes for the right-hander B.J. Hirschfeld. The second hitter is Jake Miller, who's the shortstop. The catcher Damon Hounshell hits third. And the pitch, breaking ball, swung on and missed, and there's a strikeout. Wasn't sure if it was caught there by Coe, but he was able to cradle it. And on 4 pitches, out number 1, as Hirschfeld strikes out Orozco. Here's Jake Miller. Batting fourth in the lineup is Matt Bustos, the first baseman. Justin Davis, the second baseman. It's fifth. Fastball is fouled back. The third baseman, Thomas Elpers, hits sixth. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Jake Swanson. Pitcher, Zach Lamari, hits eighth. And Brandon Reagan, the left fielder, hits ninth. No balls and 1 strike. And the pitch. Fastball is up and in. Now it grazed Miller. All right, so that grazed his jersey. So it's a hit by pitch.
Stepping to the plate.
That'll bring up Damon Hounshell.
Number 7, Damon Hounshell.
Short lead over at first by Miller. A very young team is Strasburg, as evidenced by their first game of the year and out of their roster and experience. The pitch. Fastball is a strike at the knees on the outside corner. No balls and 1 strike. The Bay Diggers in their home maroons with the gold numerals and the gray pants, and Strasburg in their road blacks with the white pants. Miller now with a 3.5-step lead. Let's see if he takes off. Hirschfeld steps off. Now this game was supposed to be played in Strasburg, but their field was not ready. I don't know how it's going to be ready for Thursday, because we're expecting more moisture tomorrow. Another step off, and if it wasn't ready today, considering that storm was 6 days ago, and unfortunately that's not one of the better fields in the Patriot League, it's all clay. How will be ready tomorrow? It won't be. The throwback to first back in diving is Miller. No balls and 1 strike. Hounshell awaits the pitch. Swing and a foul to the screen. One with a fastball right down the middle. He challenged him. It is 0-2. And then the Big Diggers on Saturday play a non-Patriot League game right here against Yuma starting at 11 o'clock. No balls, 2 strikes, 3-step lead for Miller. Hirschfeld delivers. Fastball called strike 3 on the outside corner, belt high. A beautiful pitch. You could not have spotted that any better. There's 2 down. Hirschfeld making his second appearance of the season. He allowed 2 runs, or check that, 1 run over 2 frames against Valley in the 4-2 loss last Tuesday from Bigfoot Turf Farm. Snap throw to first, offline. Back and diving is Miller. We'll get to the Beat Digger starting lineup once we reach the bottom of the first inning. Hirschfeld at the belt to pitch. Fastball is upstairs. Snap throw to first, and it skips off the glove of Williams. 1 ball and no strikes. This is Matt Bustos, another right-handed hitter in the Strasburg lineup. The stretch. Coe sets up in the outside corner, and the pitch is a fastball for a strike. Well, it's a wide zone. That's just below the letters. Aaron Williams at first. The second baseman is Jaron Peterson. Over at third is Trent Mount. Baby Matos Garcia at short. And the 1-1. And the breaking ball is up and in. Noah Reed in left, Justin Griffith in center. The right fielder is Raymond Miller. And again, Cole behind the plate, Hirschfeld on the mound. 2 balls and 1 strike. And the offering. Fastball is inside. 3-1. The stretch again by Hirschfeld. Pitch. Fastball, a strike at the knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the number 4 hitter in the Strasburg lineup. Miller will be taking off, and stepping off is Hirschfeld. 14 pitches in the opening inning for Hirschfeld. And the strikeouts will help you retire hitters, hurt you with a pitch count. Step off again, snap throw to first, and back in standing is Miller. Yeah, I'm surprised with how dominant Hirschfeld was to 2 of the first 3 hitters. He's throwing over so much. A stretch, runner will take off. There he goes. 3-2 is up and away, and the ball is going to be thrown towards center field, but Coach should have held on to that ball. It was ball 4 anyway. A natural reaction by the sophomore catcher to get rid of the ball. Matos Garcia was able to catch it behind the bag, but it's first and second, 2 down.
Now batting number 6
for the right-handed hitting Justin Davis, the Strasburg second baseman. We have Sterling and Eaton right now on 105.7 KPMX and KPMX.com. Fastball up and away. Yeah, BJ not in his groove yet. Throwing some good pitches, but this is a wider strike zone than normal. I think he's been given a couple of pitches that will also go Strasburg's way when they're on the hill to pitch. Fastball is inside. 2-0. So the game Thursday in Strasburg is certainly weather permitting. Looking back, 2-0 pitch. That's a fastball for a strike. On the inside corner just below the elbows. Man, you spot it there consistently. They can't hit it. 2-1. Big leads at second and first. The offering. Swag and a miss through the fastball right by him. Yeah, I actually think it helps that a runner's at second base because BJ's not even checking him too much. He's just attacking the hitter now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on in the top of the first. Big lead at second. Hirschfeld looks back. The pitch. Swung on and fouled to the screen on a fastball. Count stays 2 to the 5th place hitter in the Indians lineup. 2 strikeouts already for BJ. At second is Miller. At first is Bustos. The offering. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Blew it right by Justin Davis. And it's a inning-ending strikeout for BJ Hirschfeld. 2 are left on the base paths. Let's head to the bottom of the first inning. Strasburg does not score. And the Beat Diggers are coming to bats. It's a 1-minute break. Back at 1 minute on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers starting lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. They're proud to be Northeast Colorado's locally owned hometown savings and loan with locations in Fort Morgan, Sterling, and Brush. Available 24/7 for your banking needs. Equitable Savings and Loan. The Beat Diggers have sophomore catcher Matt Coe hitting first. Jaron Peterson, the second baseman, at second. Shortstop Baby Matos Garcia bats third. The pitcher is B.J. Hirschfeld. He's in a cleanup position. Batting fifth is the first baseman Aaron Williams. Trent Mount, the third baseman, at sixth. Right fielder Raymond Miller is the seventh hitter. Batting eighth is Noah Reed, the left fielder. Batting ninth, the center fielder Justin Griffith. Defensively for the Indians, at first base is Matt Bustos. Justin Davis plays second. Thomas Elpers is third baseman. In between them at short is Jake Miller. Brandon Reagan in left. Riley Blagg in center. Blake Swanson in right. Damon Hounshell behind the plate. And right-hander Zach Lamari is on the hill.
Leading off the bottom of the first for your Brush Beat Diggers, number 3, Matt Coe.
Here is Coe hitting .500. 2 for 4. Did not have an official at bat against Estes Park. Went 2 for 4 against Valley. Had a 2-run double, then got thrown out to end the game at third. And the ball is down and in on the heater. 1 ball and no strikes. Strasburg had 2 runners in the opening frame, but they were left on the base paths. And the 1-0. Swung on in line into right field for a base hit. Beyond the outstretched first baseman Bustos, and on the second pitch at the bottom of the first inning, Matt Coe has his third hit of the season. And you know he's a big-time stolen base threat. That'll bring up Jaron Peterson, who had 2 hits in the opening game against Estes Park, but really struggled against Valley, went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts, hitting .250 on the year. He's a strong kid. Again, I've emphasized it a lot. The same exact stance as his brother Alec, who was a standout player here in Brush and just graduated earlier this year on a team that finished runner-up in 3A. The stretch, short lead for Coe. Lamar delivers, squaring to bunt, and lays it down foul up the first base side. No balls and 1 strike. That's part of the goal of head coach Kevin Fergus, to make his team as diverse as possible in terms of scoring runs. Hit for some power, play some small ball as well. The third baseman, Elpers, near the edge of the grass. No balls and 1 strike. 2-step lead for Coe. Let's see if Peterson squares again. He does not. And the breaking ball swung on and fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. Your GMC, Chevrolet, and Buick sales and service provider. Pre-owned supercenters at Corf Continental, ready to serve you in Sterling, Yuma, Julesburg, and Fort Morgan at CorfAutogroup.com. No balls and 2 strikes. Lamari gets the sign. And the pitch. Fastball is down and away. That barely missed. Yeah, that's almost too close to take, but Peterson's got an excellent eye up there. Counted 1-2. As there were some close pitches in the top of the first that went Hirschfeld's way for the most part. He struck out 3 in the top of the first. 1-2 pitch, and it bounces in, skips away from Bustos up the first baseline, and on the wild pitch, Coe advances to second. So now 3 beat diggers, including Peterson, the current hitter, will have an opportunity to get Brush a 1-0 lead with a base hit. Two balls and 2 strikes. The stretch and the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. And for the 4th consecutive time he struck him out. He was still in the batter's box, but that was clearly a strikeout. Peterson is fanned here for the 4th time in his last 4 at-bats, dating back to that last game.
Played for the Bee Diggers, number 12, Arnoldo Marcos Garcia.
Hopefully we won't have an internet issue here. We're having a numbers disparity in sending out the signal. Here is baby Maltos Garcia. The stretch and the offering. And the curveball is right there for a strike on the inside corner at the knees. And it's 0-1. On deck is Hirschfeld. Matt Coe with a good 4-step lead at second. He got a base hit and advanced to second in a wild pitch. And the offering. Curveball is driven down the left field side and foul. He hit it a long way, but was well out in front. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Maltos Garcia. And Lamari's throwing a lot of strikes here, challenging the beat diggers. And now Baby's got to protect against anything close down in the count. The offering. Fastball is down and away. Ball 1, strike 2. Gorgeous day, by the way. Temperature in the upper 60s. The light wind, but it's blowing a little bit heavier than I thought it would be. Crosswind, the pitch. Swung on and fouled towards the Digger dugout, into the Digger dugout on the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. Husky Oil Company in Crook delivers fuel and propane for your farm and home. Husky Oil Company at 886-2121. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The stretch by Lamari. And the pitch. That is a changeup, a little bit outside. Another close pitch. 2-2. Nice take there by Baby. Go off of second. Even Peterson's at bat, although it resulted in a strikeout, he went the distance on the at-bat, so it's not necessarily a bad at-bat. The pitch, swung on and fouled back with a fastball, thrown it around the knee level. This will be pitch number 7 to Matos Garcia. It remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. No score in Brush between the Beat Diggers and the Strasburg Indians in the bottom of the first inning. Avalanche and St. Louis Blues to follow. That'll start at 6:30. Coe with a 4-step advantage on another 2-2. Breaking ball is lifted into right field. To his right as Blake Swanson comes in with the wind swirling, makes the catch. Holding up at second is Matt Coe. There's 2 down. And even if you're a young team, if you have a pitcher that throws strikes, that neutralizes everything.
Now batting for the Beat Diggers, number 11, B.J. Hirschfeld.
Hirschfeld is now the hitter for Brush. Hirschfeld looking for his first hit of the year. He scored, 5 runs, but he's 0 for 5. The pitch swung on and chopped over the mound on the third base side. And underneath the glove of the third baseman, as Elper's charge was going to be a tough play, and will generously score that a base hit. He was charging on a slow bounding ball. Play could have been made, and more than likely would have been made, but because it was a slow roller to his left and he had to lunge for it, will score a base hit there for B.J. Hirschfeld. An infield hit. Here's Aaron Williams. Williams had a big first game against Estes Park, as most Beat Diggers did. The pitch in the dirt with a breaking ball. Ball gets away. Holding at third is Coe. Advancing to second of the wild pitch is B.J. Hirschfeld. So 2 on and 2 out.
Diggers number 4, Aaron Williams.
1 ball and no strikes. The Beat Diggers are looking for the first runs of the game as Williams hits with an open stance. Got a nice crowd assembled beyond left and center field. The stretch. 1-0 to Williams. Swung on and popped foul out of play off to the right. Count levels at 1-1 with Trent Mount on deck. Let's see, Williams in that first game against Estes drove in 5 runs in a 33-1 victory. Seemed like that game was played a month ago. It was 2 weeks ago. The offering. Low gets away, but Coe could not advance. A little bit of an off-speed pitch, but the catcher, Ownshell, was able to flag it down a few feet behind him. 2 balls and 1 strike to Williams. And this for Lamari will be his 19th pitch of the inning. Operating out of the stretch at third is Coe. Hirschfeld at second. And the 2-1. That is a strike. A beautiful pitch at the knees. Took something off it. Count is at 2-2. This kid's got very good mechanics. Very simple mechanics. Doesn't jump off the back of that mound at all. Or off the front of the mound, I should say. An easy motion, which allows him to throw more strikes. 2-2, the offering. Breaking ball is down and away. Nice read by Williams right out of the right-hander hitter Lamari. That thing was hooking very early in flight. It'll be a payoff pitch to Williams. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 down. Bottom of the first inning, no score between the Beat Diggers and the Indians in Brush. And the 3-2 offering. Swung on and grounded over the mound. The shortstop, Miller, to his left. Cannot get to the baseball. It's into center field for a base hit. Around third and scoring is Hirschfeld. Ahead of him is Matt Coe. It's a 2-run single for Aaron Williams. And the Beat Diggers break out on top at the bottom of the first inning as they lead Strasburg 2-0. Beat Diggers picking up where they left off from their previous home meeting when they beat up Estes Park. Trent Mount had a base hit against Valley to go along with 3 hits against Estes Park. An open stance from the right side for Mount. The stretch by Lamari. And the pitch swung on and fouled back, tied him up on the inner half. No balls and 1 strike to Trent Mount, a 3-sport athlete for the Bee Diggers, and he excels at all of them. Lamari looks back. Williams with a short lead, 2-step lead. He goes, and the pitch is low and away. The throw to second and a hop, and he's in there. It was a changeup that was thrown to Trent Mount, and because of that off speed, that allowed Williams to get that extra half step. Another runner in scoring position. Off the stolen base. The first of the inning, the Bee Diggers have advanced runners via the wild pitch as well. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mount, the offering. And he swings and fouls it off the catcher on a breaking ball that hung a bit, and Trent was just underneath it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. My buddy Ryan's in midseason form. He arrived late as usual, although he was better last year getting here on time. And the changeup is in the dirt. 2-2. Yeah, he only shows up on time for the playoffs. Playoffs, he's guaranteed. In fact, he's for the first one here. He has box seats. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 in. A man at second, and Williams, who delivered a 2-run single for the early 2-0 Brush lead here in the bottom of the first inning. And Mount calls time. This will be pitch number 26 for Lamar. He's throwing a lot of strikes, but the Bee Diggers are using up that pitch count. Keep in mind you can throw a maximum of 110 unless you're under 110, and then you've got a hitter up there. Then you can exceed it just to that hitter. So if you're at 109, a new hitter's coming up, then you can finish out that particular hitter, but no more. The stretch by Lamar, the pitch, and the breaking ball is in the dirt. Nice take again by Mount. And it is 3-2. Looking over for the sign. There's Houndshell for the head coach, Darryl Dodge. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. That is a called strike 3. The fastball looked like it was just below the knees, but he was caught looking. Again, those pitches being called in favor of the pitcher. However, the Bee Diggers do score in the inning as they pick up 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits, no errors, and a man left. Let's head to the second inning. The score, Brush 2, Strasburg nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Bee Diggers lead the Strasburg Indians 2-0. The first Bee Digger runs of the game, a 2-run single by Aaron Williams, was brought to you by MMI International. When buying a mixer or feeder truck, nothing compares to the MMI design, craftsmanship, and service. Your operation deserves the best. MMI. They outperform hands down their competitors. They're not afraid to stand behind the product. MMI International, 842-5161. To begin the second for the Indians will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Thomas Elpers, Blake Swanson, and Zach Lamari against right-hander Blake Hirschfeld, who did strike out the side in the first inning, but also hit a batter and walked a batter. So he's thrown 21 pitches already. He's got to reduce that unless the Bee Diggers can win this in 5 innings in order for him to go the distance. Right-handed hitter, the pitch. Fastball, a strike on the inside corner, backed off the right-handed hitter, but it was there. That's one thing with Hirschfeld. He's not afraid to attack the inside corner, not the inner half, the inside corner. Coase sets up on the outside. And the 0-1. And the breaking ball is popped foul off to the right. The thing went about maybe 6 or 7 feet in the air. Coe gave chase, but not enough trajectory for him to get to it. 0-2. Yeah, the danger here to Elpers, or to any hitter when you got a 0-2, is if you throw a curveball, you don't want to hang it, either in the dirt or throw that high fastball, so he goes chasing. Hirschfeld gets the sign. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and popped foul out of play. That was a bender up in the zone. As the count stays at 0-2. Bead Diggers and Indians, weather permitting on Thursday from Strasburg. Coe again setting up outside the pitch. Curveball swung on and lifted down the right field line. That's going to drop for a base hit. Williams gave it a dive. Now the ball's off his body. And that pitch was hung, but that wasn't exactly struck hard. Just bad luck for the Bead Diggers. And that is the first hit for Strasburg. It comes in the second inning on a Texas leaguer from Thomas Elpers. That'll bring up Blake Swanson. And that thing was hit perfectly on the fly down the right field line with three infielders converging, including the second baseman Peterson and the right fielder Miller. And the pitch. Curveball is high. Runner goes to second. Perfect throw. The tag. And the tag. He's out. Perfect play. As the tag was applied by the second baseman Peterson. And the sliding Elpers is eliminated. I mean, Coe threw a bullet. And there was no chance of Elpers stealing that base. I think I said tag twice because I didn't need to. I mean, there was still time for him to tag him twice. The pitch swung on and lifted high into left field. Coming in, though, is Noah Reed. He dives and he makes a sliding catch. I think he misread it at first. The ball kind of hit the base of the bat and didn't have any carry to it. It certainly didn't get the thick part of the bat, and there's two down.
Now stepping to the plate for Strasburg, number 22.
Here's Zach Lamari, the pitcher. Hirschfeld ready, and the offering. Curveball swag and a miss. Down at around the knees, it's 0-1. And now BJ in this frame is throwing just 7 pitches. Get rid of this guy, and then you've cut down that total completely. The pitch, swing and a miss on a fastball. Threw that one thigh high, it's 0-2. And Hirschfeld, like many good pitchers, likes to work quickly. His defense does not get bored whatsoever. The offering, up and in. Even with runners on base, if he steps off, he'll step off fairly quickly. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. The base is empty in the top of the second inning. Brush leads Strasburg 2-0. This is the 8th hitter in the lineup, the opposing pitcher. 1-2. Swung on and popped up extremely high in the infield. The second baseman, Peterson, gives way to the first baseman, Williams, who makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 inning after the base hit. It amounts to a walk 2-3 inning for B.J. Hirschfeld. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors. The bases were left empty. We head to the bottom of the second inning. The score, Brush 2, Strasburg nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. John Beltran back at Sunset Baseball Field in Brush. The Bead Diggers lead the Strasburg Indians in this Patriot League contest 2-0 on a 2-run single the first inning from Aaron Williams. And coming up for Brush will be the bottom of the order, as they will send up Raymond Miller, Noah Reed, and Justin Griffith, the 3 outfielders, against the right-hander Zach Lamari, who allowed 3 hits in the opening frame. This crowd has settled in for the Bead Diggers.
Number 15, Raymond Miller.
Normally the sun is in the eyes of those attending the game along the first baseline, but right now there's really no sun, just a bunch of clouds. Miller is a right-handed hitter, even though he throws with his left, and a fastball, a strike. Right down the middle to Raymond Miller. This is his first plate appearance of 2016. Here's the wind and pitch, and that ball hit him. Ooh, man, that got around the rib cage. But he's a tough kid, a football player, and he's headed down the first baseline. I don't know if that was intended to be a curveball that just didn't curve whatsoever, but he took a shot. He appears to be okay, man. Those can hurt big time. Bending over at the waist, but luckily it hit him in the flesh area, not directly in the rib cage. You can certainly break a rib with a fastball coming at you.
Next man up for your Bead Diggers, number 21, Noah Reed.
The left fielder, Noah Reed, 1 for 6 on the season with 3 runs batted in. The stretch and the offering. And the fastball is upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes for the second straight inning. The Beat Diggers have the leadoff man on. It paid off in the first when Coe scored ahead of Hirschfeld on that 2-run single from Williams. A 2-step lead for Miller. Now he stretches it out. Squaring to bunt is Reed. The pitch, and he fouls it off over the Digger dugout. Struck that ball way too hard. And it's 1-1. Well, we've seen early the Beat Diggers' bunting game is going to be a work in progress. We've had 2 go foul, and those are the only 2 they've attempted. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on. The sign is laid down by Hounshell. And the pitch, curveball down and away. 2-1. Yeah, Beat Digger baseball for the most part on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Again, a very minuscule lead at first by Miller. 2-1 pitch in the dirt with a fastball. 3 ball and strike to the Reed, a senior with Griffith on deck. Yeah, no reason to run here for Miller in a 3-1 count. I think he's going to be as close to the base as possible until that ball is either hit or Reed draws a walk. 3-1, and that is low with a changeup, and Reed walks. And here is Justin Griffith. Griffith, a center fielder.
Stepping to the plate, number 2, Justin Griffith.
Like Reed, 1 for 6. He scored 5 runs, so he's been on the base paths. And he's got major speed. Hits from the left side like Matt Coe, the on-deck hitter. Well, he could certainly butt one up the third base side, and they're not going to throw anybody out if he lays it down the stretch. Lamari delivers. Swung on and grounded to the mound. To third is Lamari, and back to first and late as the fielder's choice will go 1-5. And there is one down for Matt Coe, who singled and scored. In the opening frame.
Hey, Matty, come on, kid. Hey, you guys keep putting it in play.
Batting for your Beat Diggers, number 3, Matt Coe.
Coe already having a very good year. Hitting .600 with 4 runs scored. That's what a leadoff hitter does. The runners take their leads. Lamari delivers. In the dirt with a changeup. 1 ball and no strikes.
Hey, Matty, get on any light, kid. Take that walk. Make it work.
Jaron Peterson is on deck, and he's the one that's going to break out of the slump. Be nice if Coe can get a base hit and give Brush a 3-0 lead and give Peterson an out to work with, just in case. Throw back to second. Back in diving is Reed. Had a good lead, but not that big of a lead that he was going to be picked off. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 out, and 2 on for Brush. They have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning in Brush against the Strasburg Indians. Hounshell lays down the sign, the offering, and the changeup is a beauty on the outside corner, and the count is level at 1-1. That's what happened with Griffith. He got a changeup and swung over the top of it. Lamari looks back. And the 1-1. Swung on and popped foul, not a play. It is 1-2. Again, he was throwing a changeup and out in front. Yeah, I got to sit back on that, and that's what an experienced pitcher will change the pace and change the rhythm to younger hitters, even to older hitters. Got to throw them off balance somehow. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Coe. It was an excellent contact hitter. The pitch, and that changeup is up and away. Ball 2, strike 2 with 2 on. No Reed at second. Justin Griffith at first. The stretch. And the offering. Curveball is upstairs. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Your family safety is their main concern at Smart Parts. So let the trained professionals work with you They take care of you. 522-5399 Smart Parts. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and Matt Coe, the hitter, steps out. Yeah, the Patriot League is not going to be the same as a year ago in terms of the standings. Sterling, even though they beat Strasburg 13-0, is a very young team. You expect Eaton at the top as normal. 3-2 pitch, and that changeup is a little bit high. I can't believe it wasn't rung up. Wow. I think Coe got a huge break. And part of what helped Coe there was that the catcher, Houndshell, framed it. It was a little bit high, but those have been called strikes, but then he framed it severely. And I think the umpire read that. So here's Jaron Peterson, who struck out in the first. Just needs 1 at bat to break out of this. With the bases loaded. Out of the stretch and the offering. And the curveball is right down the middle for a strike, and he did not read that well. He was backing out a bit. No balls and 1 strike. Yeah, you can tell with Peterson's swing, he can really hit the ball, but just a mini slump that he's in right now. Reed at third, Griffith at second, Coe at first, plenty of speed. And the 0-1. And the curveball is driven towards right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Reed will score. Griffith around third. Now he's going to be held up at third because he fell down. Now caught between second and third is Coe. Bustos running back towards second. Taking off for the plate is Griffith. The throw, now they're going to run him back towards third. Houndshell the ball, he throws, and tagging out one runner is the third baseman. The other runner advances, so eliminated at third is Griffith. And to third is the trail runner for Brush, Coe. Into second is Peterson. Give him an RBI single. And off of that mess, the Beat Diggers do score and make it 3-0. This is where keeping score electronically.
Stepping into the box, Arnaldo Matos Garcia.
But here's baby Matos Garcia. He popped out in his first at bat, but a nice job of Jaron Peterson advancing. The pitch in the dirt with the off speed. One ball and no strikes. Baby with a chance to drive in 2. Runners in scoring position. The offering. Swung on and grounded to third. A big Sunday hop throw to first is right there by Thomas Elpers. And Baby is retired. However, the Beat Diggers score another run in the frame. As Brush picks up the run on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left. The Beat Diggers have the lead over Strasburg, 3-0 after 2 innings on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 3-0 Brush as we head to the third inning. BJ Hirschfeld has struck out 4 over 2 innings. It'll be 9-1-2 for Strasburg. The line score goes like this. The Beat Diggers have 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. They've left 3 no runs on 1 hit for Strasburg. No errors, and they have stranded 2. A 2-run single by Aaron Williams in the first and an RBI single by Jaron Peterson in the second. I'll tell you what, this Matt Coe, he's got a strong arm. Throwing from his knees to second on the fly. Just in warm-ups, and then when he eliminated Thomas Elpers in the second inning, he threw a bullet, and Peterson was just waiting for the runner before he applied the tag. There is Brandon Reagan. It's an all right-handed hitting lineup for Strasburg against the right-hander, BJ Hirschfeld. Reagan playing left field this afternoon. Swung on and lifted high and deep down the left field line. Reed towards the track. He's at the fence. He reaches out, and it's foul. Just foul. It almost looked like Hirschfeld threw him like a knuckle curve or a knuckleball, and it hung. It wasn't going to leave the yard. The only question was it going to stay fair? And Reed had to run a long way and nearly made a backhanded catch. No balls and 1 strike. See if Hirschfeld goes with the heat now. And he does. Check swing, foul to the screen. It is 0-2. To the ninth place hitter, Brandon Reagan. Atco lays down the sign. One pitch away from strikeout number 5. And the 0-2. Fastball, a little bit low and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Only $8.95 dinner menu during the week, and the best prime rib and other great specials on Friday and Saturdays at Wood Steakhouse. 1-2 pitch. Fastball is up and in. Count levels at 2-2. To Brandon Reagan. Hirschfeld kicks and fires. And a check swing in the dirt. He went, and Coe's got to pick it up and throw to first, and the hitter's retired for strikeout number 5 for B.J. Hirschfeld. And that time B.J. got him looking on a breaking ball. Not looking, but swinging, taking that half swing on the breaking ball.
Now batting number 14, Alex Orozco.
Here's Alex Orozco, who struck out swinging in the first inning. The offering, fastball, a strike at the knees on the outer half. It's 0-1. Strasburg picked up 1 hit that came 1 inning ago, and then 2 pitches later, Elpers was eliminated at second. The offering, and the breaking ball is lined towards right field and caught by the second baseman, Peterson. That was hit off the fist. Didn't have the carry, I thought, from here. And an easy catch on that flare. There's 2 down.
Now batting number 8, Jake Miller.
Jake Miller was hit by a pitch and was stranded at second in the first. And now all of a sudden, Hirschfeld is retired 4 in a row. Wind and offering, right down the middle. Actually got a little bit of the inner corner there. It's 0-1 with a fastball. Looked like he threw it down the middle, but then I look at Coe's body positioning, and he was planted towards the inner part, as he is right now. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fisted foul to the screen. And again, BJ not allowing the opposing hitters to extend their arms. Even the base hit was just a little Texas leaguer down the right side. No balls and 2 strikes. He hasn't thrown too many curveballs in this frame. He's got 2 options more than likely, and he was starting his windup, but time was called, and he went with a breaking ball there. But time was called before the pitch. He decided just to let it fly. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. B-Digger pitching has been very good this year. 1 run against Estes, 4 against Valley. None so far against Strasburg. And the 0-2. Swung on and lifted down the right side. Foul. Raymond Miller gives chase. He won't get to it. Good pitch to throw there as well. Stays at 0-2. On deck is Damon Hounshell. Hopefully he'll hit in the 4th inning. And Hirschfeld delivers. Swung on and driven foul. A pitch that tied him up, but that all-speed pitch was one that Miller got way out in front of. Stays at 0-2. Your full-service co-op that's farmer-owned and brings the very best in grain, agronomy, fuel, feed, and car and truck needs. CHS Grainland. Or Grainland.coop. The pitch. Swung on and grounded a short. Baby backs up. Sets. Throws to first. It's a 1-2-3 inning for B.J. Hirschfeld as Jake Miller is retired. 2.5 complete from Brush. The B-Diggers are in the lead. 3-0 over the Strasburg Indians on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Rush 3, Strasburg nothing as we hit the bottom of the 3rd inning in Brush. A 2-run first inning on Aaron Williams' 2-run single, an RBI single in the 2nd from Jaron Peterson. That is the scoring. B-Diggers have stranded 4, though, so they've had even more opportunities to score against the right-hander Zach Lamari. 4, 5, and 6 for Brush. B.J. Hirschfeld along with Aaron Williams and Trent Mount.
Leading off for your Beat Diggers, number 11, B.J. Hirschfeld.
Hirschfeld had an infield single in his first at bat. That was his first hit of the year, hitting 167. As he steps in from the right side. And Lamari delivers. Change up, a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. I like that BJ just stays in that box as opposed to hitters at higher levels. They step out, they adjust everything. The pitch swung on and driven high and deep into left center field, but that's not going to leave the yard. Into the gap and making the catch is Brandon Reagan for the opening out as the left fielder pulls it in. One down for Aaron Williams, who had a 2-run single in the first. Yeah, that got a little bit too close to the handle. Just not on the handle, but a little bit closer than he would have liked. I think if BJ had gotten out in front of that pitch a little bit more, that might have gone over the left field fence. Williams has 7 RBIs to lead this team. Winding offering. And the all-speed pitch is up and away. 1 ball and no strikes to the B-Digger first baseman. 3-0 Brush in the bottom of the third inning. From Sunset Baseball Field. 1010 KSR's your home of Brush B-Digger baseball, basketball, football, wrestling. The offering right there with a strike. Again, took something off it at the knees. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. This will be pitch number 55-0 for Zach Lamari. Gets a sign from Hounshell. Williams awaits, and the breaking ball hit him in the back. It broke, but not very much. And that one really didn't hurt because Aaron kind of braced himself. He saw it coming. That'll send up Trent Mounts, who struck out looking on a 3-2 pitch.
For the Beat Diggers, number 7, Trent Mounts.
To end the first inning. But Mount does have a little bit of a hitting streak. Well, it's only the 3rd game of the year. But not all Beat Diggers had hits in the first 2 games. Mount did. Short lead at first for Williams. The Beat Diggers have had base runners in every inning. That'll be a balk as Lamari dropped the ball while he was on the rubber. That's an automatic balk. If you drop the ball and you're not on the rubber, then it's not a balk. But if any part of your foot is on the rubber and you drop the ball, it's an automatic balk. I've seen a game end like that. I was in the majors between the Braves and Marlins years ago. The fastball skips to the screen. Williams will glide into third. That's wild pitch number 3 for Lamari. And on less than 2 pitches, the Beat Diggers have a base runner at third. If Mounts can just put it in play on the ground, that should be able to score the run and extend the Brush lead. 1 ball, no strikes. Out of the stretch is Lamari. The pitch swung on and driven foul down the right side. Count levels at 1-1. AC Ice proudly supports local high school sports throughout Northeast Colorado. When you need ice, don't settle for any old frozen water. Get AC Ice at any local grocery or convenience store near you. That's AC Ice. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Brush 3, Strasburg nothing in Brush. Temperature in the 60s. A nice pleasant afternoon on this Tuesday. That won't be the same tomorrow. The pitch. Breaking ball is grounded foul up the third base side. Count is at 1-2. Had 2 strikeouts by Lamari. 1 was against Mount when he caught him looking, so he's got to watch out here. Anything close got to be swinging. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He threw the fastball right by the Beat Digger third baseman, and Mount strikes out for the 2nd out. Raymond Miller was hit by a pitch first time up.
Now batting number 15, Raymond Miller.
He will now bat with 2 outs. Yeah, the Bee Diggers are not going to be the best hitting team early on this season, since they have a lot of first-year varsity players. That'll take a while, but they'll come around. Swung on in line and caught by the shortstop. Lunging to his left was Jake Miller on the line drive, hit by Raymond Miller. The Bee Diggers do not score in inning number 3. That's the first inning. They've been held off the board for Brush. No runs on no hits, no errors, and a man left at third. Let's head to the 4th. The Bee Diggers 3, the Strasburg Indians nothing. This is Brush Bee Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The pitch count changes everything because there's a limitation. B.J. Hirschfeld will now be at second base. He threw 3 scoreless innings and 43 pitches, which means he only needs 1 day rest. If he would have gone up to 61, then 2 days rest would have been required, and he could not have pitched on Thursday against Strasburg in a game that right now is weather permitting, because we're going to have some bad weather tomorrow. And I don't see how Strasburg's field is going to be ready on Thursday, 1 day after a storm, if it wasn't ready today, 6 days after the previous storm. So Trent Mount is the new pitcher. Hirschfeld is second, and Jaron Peterson goes from second to third as we start the 4th inning, and the Bee Diggers are in the lead 3-0. And now the sun has come out in full force. Now, undoubtedly, the Bee Diggers will play more 7-inning games this year. I mean, they had some 7-inning games last year when we thought maybe they wouldn't go 7, but the Patriot League was loaded 1 year ago, with 4 teams making it to the state semifinals. All 4 were represented out of the same league. So let's start the 4th. Let's see if Mounts can have the same success Hirschfeld did. He'll face the heart of the order: Damon Hounshell, Matt Bustos, and Justin Davis. Hounshell struck out looking in his first at bat. Line and pitch. Changeup is low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Strasburg, number 7, Damon Hounshell.
Hirschfeld's line was impressive, giving up 1 hit. The pitch swung on and grounded foul up the third base side. Struck out 4. Did walk a batter and hit a batter, but no damage done. 1 ball and 1 strike to Hounshell to lead off the 4th for Strasburg. They trail by 3. The right-hander Mounts making his first appearance of the season. Fires a breaking ball in the dirt. 2-1. Mount doing some landscaping on the hill with that left foot, trying to get comfortable off the rubber. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and lined and caught by the shortstop, Matos Garcia. It was hit right at him, and Baby just had to stick the glove out and make the easy play. 1 down for Matt Bustos, who walked.
Now batting number 5, Matt Bustos.
And was stranded in the first inning. And Bee Digger pitching has been impressive since that first inning when Hirschfeld walked and hit a batter, and the fastball's a strike at the knees. And the more pitching you can develop, the better. That's what the goal is for head coach Kevin Fergus. He's got a lot of pitchers. Peterson, Matos Garcia, Hirschfeld. Here, Mount, the offering. Swung on, grounded right back to Mount. He leaps sidearms to first for the out. There's 2 down. And, of course, Ryan Fergus, who started the first game of the year. Two down for the 5th place hitter, Justin Davis.
Stepping to the plate, number 16, Justin Davis.
Davis struck out swinging in his first at bat. Now let's check out this visitor scorecard, because it's looking impressive on the Brush side defensively. The pitch, breaking ball, drops in for a strike at the knees. 0-1. Yeah, they had that one threat in the first. That's been it. The offering. Swung on and fouled. Straight back. No balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, pitching depth is going to be the key when you're limited by the number of pitches. And that's what the Beat Diggers have established. Wine in the 0-2 pitch. Curveball is grounded right back to Mount again. He sticks the glove out, throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for junior right-hander Trent Mount. 3.5 complete. In brush, the Beat Diggers 3 and the Strasburg Indians nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. 3-0. The Beat Diggers lead the Strasburg Indians as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning on a beautiful day in brush. John Beltran with you. The Beat Diggers will send up the bottom of the order. It'll be 8-9-1. Noah Reed, Justin Griffith, and then the number 1 hitter in the lineup, Matt Coe, against right-hander Zach Lamari. Lamari has thrown his share of pitches.
The 4th inning, number 21, Noah Reed.
55 pitches he's thrown so far. Just past the top of the hour, this is 1010 KSIR. Brush, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and on the World Wide Web at KSIR.com. Lamari has struck out 3, walked a couple. He's also hit a couple of batters. The pitch swung on and grounded to short. Should be an easy play for Miller. Drops the ball off the third hop. Throws to first late. Let the ball play him, and that results in an error on the shortstop. And reaching first is Reed on the air by Miller.
2, Justin Griffith.
That's a perfect example. Just put the ball on the ground, see what happens. Justin Griffith grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up. And he's got so much speed, and the third baseman, Elpers, is way back. Throw back to first, and Reed, was he caught? No, just got back in. He did not read that well at all. Reed was leaning. He's got to get closer to the bag if he's not comfortable. He did not read that well at all and nearly got picked off. Now he is closer to the bag. A smart move. And the pitch squaring to bunt, and it's high. Runner going to second. The throw and a hop and a slide, and Reed is going to be safe. Slid right underneath it. 1 ball and no strikes. I'm not sure if he swung. Well, let's see. I'm not sure if he swung at that one. Nonetheless, a stolen base for Reed. The stretch. And the offering. Low. Yep. He did swing on the first one. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Beat Diggers with a runner in scoring position. Griffith looking to make it at least a 4-0 game here. And the offering. And the breaking ball. It's a little bit up and away. Barely missed. 2 balls and 1 strike. Man, that pitch looked pretty good from here. I think Brush got another break. Looking back is Lamari. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled off, and Griffith is pulling off the ball a bit. Yeah, got to step in a little bit better there. But a young hitter. He's only a sophomore. 2-2. To Justin Griffith here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Beat Diggers with a 3-0 lead. Reed at second. He reached via the error on the shortstop Miller. The stretch and the offering. Changeup is down and away. And are they going to, let's see what happened here. It's going to be 3-2. And the umpire walking over towards the dugout. I'm not sure what that was about. I think time was called there. No pitch. And the home plate umpire walked over towards the Digger dugout and said something. I'm not sure what it was. Nonetheless, 2-2. And the offering. And the breaking ball is outside. Now it's 3-2. to Justin Griffith. Reed at second. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. Very awkward. And the 3-2 pitch. And he bounced it in on the fastball, and Lamari walks Griffith. Bead Diggers at first and second with nobody out. And the very dangerous Matt Coe, who singled and walked, will step into the batter's box for Brush. All right, now's when the Bead Diggers on their home field can break this wide open.
Stepping to the plate for the Beat Diggers.
Lamari still has some pitches to play with. He's thrown 62. 34 strikes, 28 balls. Not the best ratio, but he's gutted it out so far. The 8 and 9 hitters are on the base paths. They take their leads. The number 1 hitter at the plate. Righty against lefty. The pitch. That is a little bit high. I don't know. Wow. On the changeup, 1-0. That barely missed. Yeah, the Bead Diggers have had some sharp eyes at the plate. Stretched by Lamari, and the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and lifted into foul territory, and out of play. Count level at 1-1. Well, I never saw that when the ball was hit. I knew it was lifted foul because I saw the catcher run towards the screen, but where that ball went might have been directly over my head. On deck for the Bead Diggers is Jaron Peterson. He drove in a run 2 innings ago on a base hit with the bases loaded. 3-0 Brush. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second. Houndshell lays down the sign, the stretch, and the offering. And the curveball is a beauty right down the middle of the plate at the knees. Coe took it for a strike. It's 1-2. Yeah, those are the pitches you've got to read as you get more experience at the plate. And Matt kind of froze on that one, but it was not a 2-strike pitch. Now he calls time. And again, look at his resume this year. He's done extremely well. Visit to the mound. Colorado Plains Medical Center is ready to handle any type of emergency. They're a level 3 trauma center. That's Colorado Plains Medical Center. Reed at second, Griffith at first. Nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Coe. Lamari, the right-hander, comes home. Swung on and driven deep into right field. That is way back there, and it's up against nearly the bottom of the fence. Rounding third is Reed. He's headed to the plate. The throw is going to be offline. He will score the throw to the backstop, and it's an RBI double for Matt Coe, and the Bead Diggers lead 4-0. Both runners kind of held up. I don't think there was any doubt the ball was not going to be caught, but it did die out there. It never got to the fence, but Coe did deliver, and Brush now with a 4-0 lead. They've scored for the 3rd time in 4 innings. And Coe in the game is now 2 for 2. I tell you what, the balls are not flying here at all.
For your Beat Diggers, number 10,
I thought that was going to go pretty deep, and it fell well short of the fence, but it was hit so hard that there was no way that was going to be caught. Jaron Peterson 1 for 2 with that RBI single. The pitch low with the off speed. 1 ball and no strikes. And another base hit could break this open. Yeah, the right fielder Swanson gave chase, and then I think he thought he was going to chase it down all the way at the fence, and the ball just died on the grass. 1-0 pitch in the dirt, and he swung at a breaking ball that was, well in the dirt. 1-1. Peterson not happy with himself. He just misread that completely, and he knew it. The runners take their lead. The Bead Diggers have a run across here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Stretch and pitch. Curveball swung on and missed again in the dirt. Count is at 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. And the pitch. Curveball is a called strike 3 on the inside corner. And there's one down. And here is Baby.
Next up for the Beat
So
Diggers,
Peterson
number 12,
has struck out
Arnaldo
5
Marcos
times in his
Garcia.
last 6 at-bats, but at least the at-bat that he got a base hit, he delivered for an RBI. Baby is 0 for 2 in the game. And you've got 2 runners in scoring position. And that's what being a teammate is all about. Let's see if Baby can pick up Peterson. Fastball's in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. And Baby has been a principal player on this team, not for 2 years, 4 years. He got a lot of playing time as a freshman. First game he was 2 for 5, 0 for 2 in the second game. 0 for 2 today, so hitting .222 early on in the season. The pitch, and he swings and fouls it back on the off-speed. Count is leveled at 1-1 as the temperature begins to drop a bit. And the Beat Diggers are trying to heat it up by adding more. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth. All on base hits. Aaron Williams had the 2-run single in the first inning. Peterson with the RBI single in the second, and then Matt Coe with an RBI double here in the fourth. Lamari stretches, looks back towards third. The pitch. Curveball is high. Two balls and 1 strike. And for Lamari, he's picked up 4 strikeouts. 2 of Mount and 2 of Peterson. The stretch. Baby awaits the pitch. Here it is. And he takes it off the glove for a ball. The changeup was down and in. It's 3-1. And you got a big, strong right-handed hitter in B.J. Hirschfeld waiting to hit next. Hirschfeld popped to left in one of his at-bats, and he just got the thicker part of the bat there, the thinner part of the bat, I should say. If not, he could have hit that one out of here. But, again, man, that wind is just holding things up. You've got to really power it out in order to hit it over the fence. 3-1 to Matos Garcia, the offering. Curveball is a beauty. Right down the middle, it's 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. Lamari can keep his team in the game if he prevents Brush from scoring another run in this frame. Payoff pitch. Fastball is upstairs, and Baby walks. And B.J. Hirschfeld, who singled and popped out, is now the hitter. That was pitch number 76. Only 34 more pitches are allowed to be thrown by Lamari.
B.J. Hirschfeld.
And if Brush can somehow generate a rally and score 6 more runs and it holds Strasburg scoreless, this will be a 4.5 inning game, but lots of work to do before then. Hirschfeld with that infield single picked up his first hit of the year. Lamari delivers, and the changeup is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. The infield a double play depth. Jake Miller, the shortstop, has the only error of the game. And looking over for the sign is the catcher, Hounshell. And Hirschfeld steps out. VJ back in the box. 1-0 pitch, and the curveball went behind him. Well, nearly behind him. Then it broke just enough so it didn't hit him. 2-0. Good job of Hirschfeld reading that pitch and then ducking to get out of the way. Man, you got to think he's coming with a fastball, but it could be a changeup. I don't see any way that Lamar throws a breaking ball in this 2-0. The pitch. Fastball rides inside. It's 3-0, and Hirschfeld's already drawn, I believe, 1 or 2 bases loaded walks against Estes Park. And, man, he's probably thinking, I'd love to swing at this pitch, but 3-0, it's still a pretty close game here at 4-0. Let's see if he's got the green light. 3-0 pitch, and that is low with a changeup, and BJ walks on 4 pitches. And scoring is Griffith, and the Beat Diggers lead 5-0 in the bases loaded walk. Here's Aaron Williams. And we're going to have a pitching change. We'll take it with them. A 2-minute break. The Beat Diggers 5, the Strasburg Indians nothing. Again, a 2-minute break on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Justin Davis is the new pitcher coming in from second base. There's a couple of other changes we're trying to identify for Strasburg. Yeah, because they don't really alert us to those changes. Players just start running all over the place, and we obviously try to identify the pitcher. The Beat Diggers are in the lead 5-0. The runs, or the runners, I should say, on the base paths are going to be charged towards the starter, Zach Lamare, should any of those runners score. Aaron Williams is 1 for 1. A single, which drove in 2. He was hit by a pitch.
Stepping to the plate for your Beat Diggers, number 4, Aaron Williams.
Yeah, we had a couple players come in and out, and mainly on the right side in right field and second base, but we'll have to identify it as the game goes along. Williams has driven in 7 for Brush this season, and we've only played 2+ games. The fastball's down and in. 1 ball and no strikes to Williams. Davis out of the windup with Coe at third, Matos Garcia at second, Hirschfeld at first, and Williams steps out. Yeah, I don't see Brush playing beyond 5 innings in this game unless they hit into a double play here. The pitch. Swung on line, base hit into left field. Coe is going to score. Baby's around third. The ball is bobbled in left field. Hirschfeld third. Baby now crosses home plate. Into second is Williams off the miscue in left field. It's a 2-run single for Williams. He's got 4 RBIs in the game. And Brush leads in the bottom of the 4th inning, 7-0 over Strasburg. And that'll send up Trent Mounts.
Beat Diggers, number 7, Trent Mounts.
Lace that baseball. And here is Mounts, who has struck out twice. Uncharacteristic for him. He's got RBI opportunities out there. The pitch is swung on and fouled back. No balls and 1 strike on Mounts, who is now the Beat Digger pitcher. Started off at third base. And now out of the stretch is Davis. And the offering. Swung on and driven into right field. That should be a routine play. Now coming on. And did he play it off a hop? And he did. The right fielder played it off a hop. And scoring is going to be Hirschfeld. Yeah, we'll call that a base hit. Now let's see if we can identify who was out there. Because that is not Blake Swanson. That's definitely not Swanson out there.
Number 15, Raymond Miller.
Yeah, hard to tell who was out in right field, but nonetheless, Mount comes up with a base hit. Driving in a runner to third. Beat Diggers now lead 8-0. Swung on and fouled back to Raymond Miller. So Brush has tallied 5 in the frame. And now they've broken the thing wide open. Miller in his first plate appearance was hit by a pitch. And then he lined out, officially 0 for 1. Justin Davis looks in for the sign from Hounshall. The pitch, runner going. It upstairs with a changeup. Into second off the steal. No throw is going to be Mount. Now the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Miller delivers here. The Beat Diggers could grab a double-digit lead. And the offering. And he swings and fouls it back. Off the fastball upstairs to the senior Miller. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. B.J. Hirschfeld had an RBI walk. But Matt Coe got the scoring started in this inning with an RBI double. And then the 2-run single by Williams and that fly ball single by Mount. 1-2 pitch. in the dirt, but he swung and he didn't foul tip it. It's in the dirt. Now the catcher Hounshell's got to throw him out, throws to first, and he does. Runners have to hold. It's a strikeout of Miller, and there's 2 down. Hounshell looked back the runners, and good job by him. That'll bring up Noah Reed, who walked and reached on an error.
For the Beat Diggers, number 21, Noah Reed.
Yeah, Strasburg trying to stay in this game. They don't want to lose in 4.5 innings. That can only happen if Brush scores 2 more times, and the Indians are held scoreless in the 5th. The pitch. Reed takes it up and in with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. So the Beat Diggers in this inning have sent 10 men to the plate. This is number 10. And the 1-0 from Davis. And he bounces it in and blocked beautifully by Hounshell. 2 balls and no strikes. Yeah, that 1 error. That's what started this when Reed hit a routine grounder to the shortstop Miller. He mishandled it. 1 of 2 errors committed by Strasburg in the inning. Davis with the 2-0. Swing and a miss and a ball down at the ankles. He was fooled by that one. It's 2-1. Definitely a pitch he should have taken, but I think he thought it was going to stay up in the zone, and it just dropped almost like a sinker. Williams at third, Mounts at second. The 2-1 to Noah Reed. Low with a fastball. That's a good take there. It's 3-1. It's a long half inning, but a productive one for Brush. With an 8-0 lead, and Aaron Williams is half of the RBIs for the Beat Diggers. He's got 9 this season. Hounshell lays down the sign. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and grounded right back to the mound. Checking third and throwing to first is Davis. I don't know why. There were 2 down in the inning. There was a completely unnecessary move, but the bottom line is that he does retire the hitter Mount, or check that, Noah Reed, and the inning is over. The Beat Diggers pick up 5 runs in the frame on 3 hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left. We head to the 5th. Brush 8. Strasburg nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Beat Digger pitchers have retired 10 in a row. As we head to the 5th inning, the Beat Diggers lead the Strasburg Indians 8-0. And Trent Mount is beginning his 2nd inning of work. And against this young Strasburg team, even though the Beat Diggers have some inexperience, that's what you want to do. You got to dominate, especially on your home field. But, of course, some seniors have stepped up for Brush, namely Aaron Williams in this game with the 4 RBIs, and B.J. Hirschfeld with 3 solid innings on the hill. Thomas Alpers begins the 5th for the Indians. Followed by,
leading off the inning, number 3, Tom.
Let's see if Blake Swanson is going to be the next hitter. I'm not sure if that is Swanson on deck. And we should have another hitter in the 8 hole that is not the starting pitcher Lamari, because he was chased in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitch by Mount. And that's in there for a strike. That's some lateral action on that ball. It's 0-1. Found the outside corner. Alpers had that Texas leaguer in his first at bat. Down and in with the off speed. The count is level at 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, Eaton, of course, will be the favorites in this league. And then Brush and Valley could be fighting for 2nd. Swung on and chopped to 3rd. And a nice short hop play by Peterson. Stumbles, throws to first high, and the ball's off the side of the fence. Alpers will run to 2nd. He'll be there off the air by Jaron Peterson. Yeah, he stumbled on the edge of the grass and then made a bad throw. And the Beat Diggers have committed their first error of the game.
Stepping to the plate.
That ends a string of 10 consecutive hitters retired by Brush pitching. Here's Blake Swanson, who popped to the left fielder Reed in his first plate appearance. And the Indians have their first runner as far as 2nd base since the 1st inning. And Williams would have had to have been about 5 or 6 inches taller to bring that ball down. The stretch. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and a fastball up and in. No balls and 1 strike to Swanson. The Bee Diggers broke it open with 5 runs in the 4th inning. The pitch outside. Count is level at 1-1. Here to Swanson. And the offering. Swung on and lifted into shallow right field. The second baseman, Hirschfeld, is going to make the catch on the edge of the grass. Yeah, the ball not carrying at all. It just looks like from here it's going to carry a lot more. And Hirschfeld didn't have to move too much. And it's out number 1. The Bee Diggers are looking to preserve the shutout. They nearly had one against Estes Park. They had a 33-0 lead, and then Estes Park scored with 2 outs in the 5th and final inning. The batters, let's see, this is the in the number 8 hole. Fastball is up high. Yeah, this is somebody I don't have on the roster here. Yeah, I'm not sure who's stepping in here for. Oh, that's Connor Smith. Connor Smith is also playing in right field, takes a fastball down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. The Bee Diggers have 8 runs on 7 hits. Strasburg has 1 base hit that came from Elpers in the 2nd. The stretch by Mount. And the 2-0 offering. And the fastball's in there for a strike, a side armor. It's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. In the top of the 5th inning, Brush 8, Strasburg nothing. Temperature continuing to drop here in Brush. Matt looks back, and the pitch. Curveball is down and away. And the count moves to 3-1. On deck is the 9th place hitter, Brandon Reagan. Mount looks back, and the pitch in the dirt with a changeup. And it's a walk to Smith. 1st and 2nd, the first time since the 1st inning that Strasburg has 2 runners on in the same frame. Here's their chance to score with Reagan.
Now batting number 15, Brandon Reagan.
He struck out in his first at bat. Mount looks back in the pitch. That's a fastball for a strike down the middle, thigh high. It's 0-1. B&J Plumbing can handle all your plumbing needs from clogged drains to a major construction project. B&J Plumbing, 522-3828. Squaring to bunt is Reagan, and the curveball is bunted out in front of the plate. Coe will pick it up. He'll drop the ball and then throw to first late. That is going to be an error on the catcher, Coe. All he had to do was trap the ball into the ground. He was bunting for a base hit there. Well, we'll be nice, call it a sacrifice with an error. Yeah, we'll call it a sacrifice bunt with an error. And Coe commits the 2nd error for the Bee Diggers in the inning. Here's Alex Orozco. Struck out and lined out. So he's officially 0 for 2. Yeah, the Bee Diggers certainly don't want the defense to get sloppy here. With the bases loaded and 1 out in the top of the 5th inning, they do have an 8-0 lead. Out of the windup is Mount. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by him. Reared back with a heat. It's 0-1. And Mount already showed last inning he's a very good fielding pitcher. Get it back to him. A 1-2-3 double play can end it. Swung on line, base hit into left field. Elpers will score. Smith is around third. Reed's throw to the plate is going to be cut off by Peterson. It's a 2-run single by Alex Orozco. And the Indians are on the board. It's Brush 8, Strasburg 2 in the top of the 5th inning. And that ball was hit soundly. That'll send up Jake Miller, who was hit by a pitch and grounded out, and Strasburg is attempting to fight their way back into the game.
Now batting for Strasburg, number 8, Jake Miller.
Conversation on the hill between Mounts and the first baseman, Aaron Williams. It took Strasburg until the 5th inning to score, but that certainly gives them a better feeling about this particular game. The fact that they've come back after getting shut out by Sterling last week. And the pitch swung on and lifted into shallow right field. In comes Miller. He's going to make the catch. The runners have to hold. And there's 2 down. That'll be 2 down for Damon Hounshaw. Struck out and lined out. 0 for 2 in the game.
Now batting number 7, Damon Hounshaw.
But again, you can't blame a lot of this on Mounts. He's had a couple of errors that have not helped his cause. Same thing that happened in the bottom of the 4th inning when Strasburg committed 2 errors and the B-Diggers were able to capitalize with 5 runs. And the pitch and the breaking ball is bounced in there. Nice block by Coe. 1 ball and no strikes. Premier Farm Credit is the leading agriculture lender in the area, member owned and committed to sharing the profits through their patronage program. Fastball is low. Premier Farm Credit, Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. That's Premier Farm Credit. 2 balls and no strikes to the number 3 hitter in the lineup. The Indians have 2 across the 5th. They trail 8-2. The stretch by Mount. The 2 runners take their leads, and the offering swung on and grounded to short. Matos Garcia charges, flips to second for the force, and that will finally end the inning. However, the Indians were able to get on the board for the very first time in the frame as Strasburg scores 2 runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 men left. We head to the bottom of the 5th after a 1-minute break. The Beat Diggers of Brush lead the Strasburg Indians 8-2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Brush 8, Strasburg 2. Let's head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Beat Diggers need 4 runs to end this game in the 5th. If not, we'll head to the 6th. Justin Davis replaced Zach Lamari in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now he's in there for his first full inning of work in the 5th. 9-1-2 for the Beat Diggers. Griffith, Coe, and Peterson.
Now batting for the Beat Diggers, number 2, Justin Griffith.
Griffith hit it to a fielder's choice and walked. He scored a run. He's 0 for 1. Wind and pitch. Woo, the fastball. Did it hit him? No one right behind him. Man, there's no way he could have got out of the way of that one. Man, Davis completely lost control of that pitch. 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, just don't let it hit you in the face. Man, that was not a good pitch. Griffith with an open stance, and the 1-0, and the changeup is down and away. That's what normally happens. You get gun shy, and then you don't come close to the hitter on the next pitch. I remember in high school, my senior year, I hit 2 batters in a row. I didn't want any part of the mound after that, but they kept me out there. And the 2-0 offering, and that's a changeup for a strike down the middle, belt high. Yeah, the temperature's dropped at least 10 degrees since opening pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike to Justin Griffith, but luckily it's late in the game at the bottom of the 5th inning. Wind and offering, swung on in line foul down the left side. Count goes to 2-2. B. Digger, the player of the game, will be coming up. As well as our post-game show. We'll have those 2 segments in one. We'll see how much more baseball we've got left here with Brush leading 8-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and the right fielder, how about the center fielder, Griffith, the pitch. Changeup is down and in. 3-2. Matt Coe is on fire. He will hit next. Payoff pitch. Swung on and grounded foul up the third base side. Great idea by Griffith. He nearly painted the line. but just to the right of third baseman Thomas Elpers on the foul side of the line. It'll be another 3-2 to Griffith. Here it is. Swung on and lifted foul, out of play off to the left. It'll stay at 3-2. Beat Diggers and Indians play once again on Thursday in Strasburg, 4 o'clock on 1010 and KSIR.com, but I have a feeling that game's not going to be played. The weather is going to get worse tomorrow, much worse. We'll have moisture. They were supposed to play in Strasburg today, and the field was not ready 6 days after the previous storm, and that changeup is outside, and Griffith walks. And here is the dangerous Matt Coe. An RBI double. He's also singled and walked.
For your Beat Diggers, number 3, Matt Coe.
Coe this season hitting .667, and he's driven in a run in every game. One against Estes, a 2-run double, the only 2 runs against Valley, and then the RBI double that he had to start the 5-run fourth. Runner going, scoring a bunt, and he fouls it back. That's a bad pitch. I don't know if Matt didn't let that go. That was down and away, and as soon as he did it, he stabbed at himself. Yeah, that would have been an easy stolen base there for Griffith. No balls and 1 strike. And sometimes those low pitches are good to bunt, but it was low and away, and it's hard to put that one in play. Short lead at first. The stretch. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss out in front of the changeup. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, this is where you prove yourself as a hitter with 2 strikes, especially when it's 0-2. Stretch by Davis. And the offering outside with a fastball. Throw back to first. Griffith back in diving. Fairly close play on the swipe tag applied by Bustos. 2-run first, 1-run second, 5-run fourth for Brush. The Indians counter with 2 in the 5th on a 2-run single from Alex Orozco. Davis delivers down and in, and the ball, did it hit him? Yep. Got him right around the ankle. So Coe is hit by a pitch on a breaking ball down and in, and the Beat Diggers have first and second. And
stepping into the box.
Now we're going to have a visit to the hill.
Number 10, Jaron Peterson.
And we might have another pitching change. Let's see if that's going to be the case. Is Davis done? Davis is done. All right, we're going to take a 1-minute break with the score. Brush 8, Strasburg 2, back in 60 seconds on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. The Beat Diggers 8, the Strasburg Indians 2. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning, 2 on, nobody out for Brush. And the new pitcher is Alex Orozco coming in from second base. Justin Davis goes back to his original position. The inning began with a walk to Griffith, and then Matt Coe was hit by a pitch and a 1-2 count. And Jaron Peterson will now step in. If the Beat Diggers can score 4 in this frame, they will not have to take the field. And the game will be over at that point. Peterson struck out looking.
Stepping to the plate again.
Delivered an RBI single in the second.
Peterson.
And then struck out swinging. He is 1 for 3. The strikeouts is something he's got to cut down on. 5 of his last 6 at-bats have resulted in a K. Stretched by the right-hander Orozco. The pitch. And that is a strike. Took something off the fastball down the middle at the knees. It's 0-1. Griffith at second. Coe at first. Brush has 7 hits in the game. Both teams have committed 2 errors. And the 0-1. And the breaking ball is high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, the heart of the order is coming up. 2 seniors behind the junior Peterson. That'd be Baby Maltos Garcia and B.J. Hirschfeld. And then another senior, Aaron Williams, who's driven in 4. 1-1 pitch. Fastball up and in. 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, with the temperature dropping and the wind staying about as stable as it's been, let's just get out of here. This Brush offense is certainly good enough to pick up 4 runs and end this. And this is a hitter's count for JP. 2-1 Runners take their leads, and the pitch. And that is up and in again with a fastball, 3-1. How sweet it would be if Peterson gets on and Baby kisses one. I'm looking for all scenarios to end this thing in the next 5 minutes. 3 balls and 1 strike. The stretch and the pitch, down and in, and it's a walk on the changeup to Peterson, and the bases are loaded for Maltos Garcia. He is due. He is popped out, grounded out, and walked.
Now batting for your Beat Diggers.
Undoubtedly due.
Arnaldo Maltos Garcia.
All right, Baby with a bomb here can end it for the Beat Diggers, even though the wind is kind of blowing in. It's going to be hard to hit one out, but if not, get a base hit, and Hirschfeld can drive you in and end it. The pitch, swung on and driven deep into center field, going way back towards the fence, and that ball is going to be right off the bottom of the fence. Griffith scores, goes around third. Right behind him is Peterson. Baby's headed to third, and the throw is going to be offline. Now Baby headed to the plate. The throw on one hop. Baby slides, and Baby's in there. And the Beat Diggers have won the game by the score of 12-2. Give Baby a 3-run triple, and he scores on the air, and the Beat Diggers are now 2-1 on the season. That is it. Strasburg is still on the field, but this game is over. The final score in 5 innings, Brush 12, Strasburg 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Beat Digger post-game shows brought to you by Mr. D's Ace Home Center with 3 locations to serve you better. Sterling, Brush, and Fort Morgan. Your headquarters for all your home, farm, and ranch supplies from plumbing to feed. Mr. D's Ace Home Center. The Beat Diggers have won the game over the Strasburg Indians. The final score today was 12-2 in just 5 innings, as the Beat Diggers scored 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 5 in the fourth. And after Strasburg countered with 2 in the fifth, the Beat Diggers just scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Beat Diggers got on the board on the 2-run single by Aaron Williams. In that first inning, Jaron Peterson had a run-scoring single in the second. And then in the 4th inning, Matt Coe had that RBI single. Aaron Williams with another 2-run single. B.J. Hirschfeld drew a bases-loaded walk before that. And the Beat Diggers blew it open. Alex Orozco came through for Strasburg with a 2-run single in the 5th inning. But then Baby Maltos Garcia with the bases loaded hit a triple into deep center field. And then the throw beat him towards the plate, but it one-hopped the catcher. And then Baby got in there off a rather unconventional slide. So it went for a 3-run triple and an error as the Beat Diggers won the game 12-2. 12 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors for Brush, 6 left on base. 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors, 4 left on base for Strasburg. The winning pitcher was B.J. Hirschfeld. He went 3 innings. And Hirschfeld was very effective, striking out 5. The loss went to Zach Lamari, time of the game, 1 hour and 49 minutes. Strasburg drops to 0-2. The Beat Diggers are now 2-1. Brush is back in action coming up on Thursday, weather permitting, in Strasburg, starting at 4 o'clock right here on 1010, as well as KSIR.com. Beat Digger Player of the Game is brought to you by Cargill Beef, committed to feeding the world in a responsible way by reducing environmental impact and improving products and processes. Learn about Cargill's story of commitment at Cargill.com. Well, our player of the game today is Aaron Williams. Drove in 4 runs, has 9 on the year, as the senior first baseman leads the Beat Diggers in that category. Aaron Williams, the Cargill Beef Beat Digger Player of the Game. Outstanding job, as always, by our sound engineer and producer, Michaela Klimper. I'm John Beltran. With a final score in 5 innings from Brush, the Beat Diggers 12 and the Strasburg Indians 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.